What's up, everybody? I'm back with another episode of the Keep Going podcast. Today's guest is Josh Carney. He's a proud Choctaw Native from Muskogee, Oklahoma. He's a hybrid athlete, a sports performance coach, and someone that truly loves and cares for his community. In this episode, we discuss his battles with depression, addiction, and all the other hurdles he had to overcome to get to this version of himself that he pushes for every day. Whether it's the young kids he's coaching, up into the elderly Parkinson's boxing class, everybody is so important to him. He understands the meaning of love, life, and what pushing through can really do for you. This was such a fun episode. Josh, I appreciate you more than you know, and I look forward to more of a relationship as we move forward. I hope you all enjoy this episode. As always, keep going. It's nice to meet you officially.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, sir. I told you already, but I just am so happy and blessed that you're receptive to it. And we had a mutual connection through Zonley, and then I was like, hey, do you want to come on? And you said, yeah. And we've been real intentional about it, and it means a lot. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Of course, like I told you earlier, I've been meaning to get up here anyways. I have buddies up here. Of course, I got a race in March, and it's a Hyrox race, and it's called Hyrox.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically CrossFit and running. It's a CrossFit running competition. But my doubles partner, he lives in Edmond, and I've been meaning to come up and see him. And also I have a coach. He lives in Edmond too. So I've just been needing to get up here anyways and see them. Of course, I worked out yesterday, worked out this morning, and now I'm doing the podcast today. So yeah.
Talk about making the best use of your time.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
When you text me earlier in the week, or I think it was a week and a half ago, I was like, can you come up here? And you're like, yeah, I've got friends anyway. I got some stuff I need to do. So it meant a lot to me, and I'm glad you came on that race. That's the one in Mexico City.
So this one's going to be in Cancun.
Okay,
yeah.
Party.
yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, it's a new race this year. Of course, I have been going to Mexico City, but we saw this one in Cancun, and we figured, I'd make a trip out of it. But yeah, I go to Cancun the second weekend of March, and then I go down to Houston the last weekend of March.
What's the race that you're going to? Is it? I know you said the mix of CrossFit and running, but is it so many miles and then so many weights, or how does that break down?
So it's essentially an 8-round workout, and at the start of each round, there's a 1,000-meter run. And for example, we'll go 1,000-meter run, and there's a ski erg, and then there's a 1,000-meter run, and there's sleds. There's a sled push and a sled pull. There's burpee broad jumps. There's a row. There's a farmer's carry. There's lunges, and then there's wall ball shots at the end.
The lunges after being multiple rounds in is going to be hell.
Oh, it's gnarly. The thing is, so like my heart rate, so the thing about the race is your heart rate kind of goes up and down. Of course, whenever you're running, you try to keep your heart rate as low as possible just so you can run fast.
Is that through breathing?
Yeah, that's breathing, and obviously, so there's a thing called like a threshold.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you surpass that threshold, then that's when you kind of like die out, basically. So whenever you're running just a race, it's like, let's say a 5K, and you go past that threshold, you're going to bomb out. Well, in this Hyrox race, you go past the threshold multiple times, just from all the exercises. So,
and you have to come back to zero and like
try your best. Yeah, try your best. Yeah, it's all there for sure.
I bet it's so stimulating though, not only mentally, but just like mentally of trying to get through that. Like,
oh man, yeah. Well,
8 rounds is a lot.
So it takes about an hour. And so yeah, the full hour, you're freaking getting it, man. Yeah, you're getting after it.
And like, is that one you do with someone else? That's the doubles?
Mm-hmm. So my partner had knee surgery not too long ago. But the thing is, me and my partner last year, we got first in Mexico City, and then we got first in Dallas, which qualified us for the World Championships, which was in Chicago this past summer. This year, the World Championships is in Sweden. So we're trying to find our way back there.
Wow.
And, yeah.
How'd you all do last year?
We was about middle of the pack. The thing is, man, those guys over in Europe, they're some dogs, man. Yeah,
just different physicality, or?
Yeah, of course. I've never been over there, but from what I heard, they're just a lot more active and more just they've been doing it since they were little, and it's just part of their life. And they definitely take it very serious over there too. That's where it originated. And then
This sport?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. What's the sport called?
Hyrox.
Hyrox is the sport. Okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's such a cool way to do it though, because I've seen marathons and I've seen triathlons and things like that. But the mix of the CrossFit and cardio, my thing has always been functional strength, and like you're slim but very strong because obviously I can see the muscle mass. That functionality goes so far that I feel like Hyrox would be a way to display that.
Yeah.
You have to be not only fast but strong, endurance.
Yeah, and the thing is, this game's super popular just because, honestly, the barrier to entry is not very difficult. Yeah, you got to be in good shape, but you don't need to like learn how to do a snatch or a muscle up or anything like that. You just got to be in shape to be able to push a sled and do all the running and do burpees and
just be willing to endure.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's right, basically.
Well, I wanted to learn more about your story also, and good luck on the race.
Yeah,
I'll be looking forward to keeping up with you on that.
Yeah.
As far as where you're from, did you grow up in that McAlester area?
Yeah, so I was born in Dallas, but we moved to McAlester when I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
Of course, my family's from there. My dad's parents, my mom's parents. So that's why they moved me back to McAlester. So basically, I'm from McAlester. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, grew up there, went to high school there. And,
how was it growing up in a smaller town?
I enjoyed it. And the thing about McAlester, I would consider a smaller city.
Just because there is a lot there.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot there. At the same time, the reason why it's not like a huge city, is because it's kind of middle of nowhere. Yeah.
That's southeast Oklahoma.
Yeah, southeast. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Of course, I mean, obviously it's going to be different in the city life, but at the same time, it's not like in the middle of the country as well. But
so it was honestly like a good balance of slow pace, but still progressing.
You can get a little bit of whatever you want there. Yeah.
Are there a lot of natives there?
There is. Yeah. Of course, that's Choctaw Nation.
Yeah. And that's what you are, is Choctaw, correct?
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of natives there, and of course, my dad's side is the native side.
Nice.
And my dad, my grandpa, he's a full-blood Choctaw, and he was I don't know if there's any more now. I'm sure there are. I wouldn't know,
but not very many.
Yeah, I know when my grandpa was alive, he was one of the last few. So yeah,
it's crazy to be that close.
Yeah.
And, Full to you is not that far off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was cool to experience his lifestyle and just man, and talk about. I mean, when I say full blood, that dude was full blood, man. Yeah, like he was straight up Choctaw, man.
Did you grow up around like native culture, powwow culture, things like that?
Kinda. So my grandpa, he would take us to stuff, but for the most part, man, he was just a cowboy was the way it really was, man.
And that's a totally different lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that. My grandpa on the native side had 3 brothers, so there's 4 of them. One of them had the chance to go play any sport he wanted. I think it was in the late 50s or something, or early 60s as far as pro sports. He was like, I'm going to go break horses.
Yeah.
And that's what he did his whole life, was break horses. So yeah. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. But of course, he was also fluent in Choctaw. So...
What a relic.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. I took Choctaw in high school.
They offer it at McAlester. That's awesome.
Yeah, but I learned more from my grandpa than anyone, just because he was talking it the whole time.
You have to pick it up.
Yeah, I wish I would have took it a little bit more serious, like listening to him. It's kind of like how he was talking about Spanish, like I can, pick up on words and stuff like that, but it's been such a long time now that it'd be real difficult for me to really kind of pick up on words now. But yeah, it was cool.
It's still a blessing to be around it. And I listened to a podcast the other day, and there's a Comanche Nation podcast. And on there, some of the elders were saying they were probably our grandparents' age, 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying that their elders were like, hey, we're not teaching you this because it's a white man's world. Like, we're not going to speak it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, I really hate that we almost started the spacing from it.
Right. Yeah.
And now it's kind of coming back where people like ourselves, are you in your 30s?
Yes, sir.
So we're about the same age where I feel like in the beginning or our early age when we were getting all that heritage from our family, it wasn't too much because it's right how we should have gotten it, but we just couldn't digest it as much.
Right.
And then now that we're adults and our own men, it's like becoming more important.
Right. Yeah. I also believe we're getting more outspoken about it.
Yeah.
And of course, that's kind of the natives. That's kind of what we do anyways. We're kind of quiet, especially my grandpa. I mean, he was, it's kind of cool. Whenever he spoke, it was definitely important, and you definitely listened for sure. So
I understand that 100%. How
But-
powerful.
I do think our generation is getting more outspoken, and and there's going to be more exposure, and there's all kinds of stuff now. I mean, obviously, they got that new museum in Oklahoma City,
Yeah, the fan.
and then there's individuals like us, and of course, shout out to Zomley. He's getting more outspoken on it, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So I mean,
I appreciate the compliment. I really do.
mhm.
Because I was talking to my grandma today, actually. My tutu, this one that I told you gave me my Hawaiian name. And I was like, as I'm getting deeper and deeper into my culture, I don't feel like an imposter because obviously it's part of me,
Mm-hmm.
but it feels so new to be that integrated that it's an interesting transition. It's like you almost have to just follow the flow because
Right.
you're learning the right ways to do things or how to involve yourself in the community.
Right.
It's interesting for sure.
Yeah, and it's interesting as well. I was thinking about this the other day. So the thing is, especially in Oklahoma, everyone's native, but there's really not a lot of natives that are brown like us, basically.
Yeah, you're a lot browner than me,
Um,
for sure.
Yeah, so at the same time, we're kind of different in a way, Of course, when I was growing up, there was natives, but there wasn't. So, for example, I'll be straight up. My friends, they were either white or they were black,
Mhm. As for most of us.
Yeah. Now, a lot of them had native blood in them, but I mean, they were either white boys or black boys, and yeah.
Actually, you know what? Now that you say that, I think one of these personal trainers that I had on the podcast was from McAlester. I have to check. He's older than us, though. We
Yeah.
wouldn't know him.
Yeah.
But now that you say that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So I guess I didn't realize that until here recently. So yeah, me and my brother, we were just a little different, but at the same time, we fit in. We fit in with everyone, and that's another good thing about being brown.
That's funny that you say that because as I've grown in my life, I've always seen that it's been easy to assimilate to the groups, and I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, I mean,
You're like kind of tiptoeing in multiple groups.
Mhm.
I never even thought of it like that.
I can hang with the black dudes and the white dudes. It doesn't matter, man.
I didn't grow up around a lot of natives either growing up in the city. So I bet it would be interesting to grow up with a lot of natives around you.
Yeah.
It sounds like yours was pretty diverse.
Yeah, it's pretty diverse. Yeah, I guess there was, a few brown people, but not a lot. Yeah, it was, but at the same time, it's pretty diverse down there. And
And you were always focused on sports? Did you play sports in high school or?
so my parents were coaches.
Dang.
So yeah,
What about pressure?
yeah, kind of raised into it. My dad, he's a football coach. Actually, he coached everything, but his main one was football and track. My mom, cross country and track.
Wow.
So yeah, we grew up in that. And the thing is, me and my brother, we were athletic, and we were good at sports, and so yeah, we're really focused on
What
it.
did you like growing up? High school, things like that.
Man, honestly, I liked it all. I liked playing football. I probably, out of all the sports, though, I would pick track.
You were good at it?
I was okay at it. I just
Wow.
really enjoy running. And obviously, my mom was real big into running. I just really got into track.
What do you think about the running gravitates you to it? Because it's a meditation in itself.
Yeah, of course, whenever I was young, like little, I remember watching my mom run. And I just thought it was so freaking cool, man, just because she was out there grinding, getting after it. And, she would tell the story that I'd be like in the house, like crying, like, Mom, I just want to go run with you, man. I just want to go run. And then eventually she let me start running. Yeah, I was running races since I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so funny how people can be different, because when my grandpa came to my first soccer game, he was like, you need to teach him how to run correctly.
Yeah, right.
He's not running right. So it's funny to see like how natural people can be in things.
Yeah. Obviously being exposed at a young age definitely helps in anything you do. My running efficiency has always been really good. The thing is, like, when it comes to like God-given natural abilities, I have some, but not a ton, you know? So everything that I've worked for, has been through hard work.
I saw a post on your social media that was like, yeah, someone may be able to beat me, but they have to bleed to do it. And I was like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
'Cause you've had to earn it. You know, it's different than that. Just 100% natural.
That's right. And the thing is, so my brother, he has the God-given ability. He has
Older or younger?
Younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always, right? And the younger one's supposed to be the better one.
Yeah. He got faster than me at a younger age. And so, but also seeing my buddies too, you know, just like they were always a little bit better than me. And I knew in order to get to that level, I needed to work to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, you know, I coach younger athletes as well. And being super blessed and being super talented, sometimes is a curse, man, just because if you don't know how to work, I mean, yeah, sports is important, but eventually your life is going to go beyond sports. And if you don't know how to work towards something, it could be tough for you, you know? And at the same time, these other individuals where they don't have all the natural ability, but they learn how to work, that work is going to go, you know, it's going to carry out throughout their entire life.
Yeah.
And so at the time, I was like, man, this kind of sucks. Like I'm like a little behind, but looking back now, man, I'm glad I had to do all the work, you know. So
Yeah, well, it did exactly what you said, stuck with you for the long journey.
Mm-hmm.
From high school, how did you get into what you do now with the sports performance? Because you own a gym, you train people, and then you do all this high intensity work yourself.
Yeah, so honestly, I didn't know it was happening at the time, but it did. It started in high school. And so I was a good football player. And the thing about my football career, so if you go to McAlester, my dad's a legend. He's all-state, all-American, in the Hall of Fame,
Wow.
anything, all of it. So growing up, I kind of had that kind of over me, you know, and it was kind of expecting big things out of me. And I was capable to do it. But my sophomore year, I tore my ACL. My junior year, same knee, tore my ACL. And so what happened is, and the thing is, back then, ACL surgeries are not like they are now.
No, it was like ending.
Yeah.
It could be ending.
Yeah, it honestly makes you less athletic. And I was like, man, like I still want to play football and I still want to, you know, do all these things. And so in order for me to do it, I need to find ways to get better. And that was through strength and conditioning. So I just became just basically obsessed with it, just working.
Kind of like what we talked about before, where we just latch onto it and get locked in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And whenever I started doing that, I kind of realized that I enjoyed the work, the training part of it more than anything. I really, really enjoyed it. Of course, at the same time, I was introduced to CrossFit as well. And I got into that fitness realm, and man, it just kind of just blossomed and took off. Got through high school training like I did. Got to my senior year. I had a real good senior year of football, and but at that point, I was like, you know what? I think I'm done with football. Like obviously, I had my knee surgeries, had some concussions, and I was like, I think I'm done with it. I think I'm just going to go do the college thing. And yeah. But at that point, I got to college, and honestly, man, I was kind of lost. I was kind of here, there, and everywhere, just trying to find my groove, and couldn't really find it. And one thing led to another. I was actually in Colorado.
That's where you went to school?
For a little bit. I've been in all kinds of schools, honestly. Yeah, yeah.
At least you were taking chances, man.
Yeah, yeah. But I remember coming back to McAlester, and we did a workout, and there was a group of who are my co-owners now, and it was like, you know what, let's start a CrossFit gym. And I was like, heck yeah, you know, let's I don't have anything else to do, so I'm all in. Let's get after it.
What year was that?
So we opened up 2014.
Dang, you've been going a long time.
Yeah, we just
Congrats.
surpassed
awesome.
12 years. Yeah.
Wow, that's a milestone.
Yeah, man, it's been awesome. That gym life and being a business owner and a gym owner, it's there's a lot of ups and downs for sure. There was definitely a learning curve for me as well. I mean, when we opened up, I was 24, so I mean, I knew training, but other than that, I didn't know a whole lot. So I definitely had to learn the ropes along the way.
And what's the gym name?
So we were a CrossFit gym. We were a CrossFit McAlester. We dropped the affiliate. Now we're a Thrive Athletic Club.
Thrive Athletic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah. We dropped our affiliate. I guess it's been about 2 years now. There were some things like up top that we didn't necessarily agree with. And also our gym. So, of course, I do my sports performance, but we have a Parkinson's boxing class. We have an...
What? That is amazing.
Oh, it's awesome, man.
That is so cool. Wow.
Yeah. So I coached that one. And I tell you what, man, it's low-key, it might be my favorite class, just because it's crazy seeing the results from it. Something about the repetitive nature will make their brain click to not have that tremor or move a little bit better or speak a little bit better. And yeah, man, it's been really cool. It's definitely been a blessing for sure.
Yeah, and can show you what to be grateful for sure.
Yeah, man, have Parkinson's. Actually, so one of my co-owners, he got diagnosed with Parkinson's, and he's had it. So he got diagnosed when we opened up, man. So it's been 12 years, and seeing that process, just because he's a real good friend of mine, you know. But yeah, seeing that process, that disease, man, it's I hate to use the word hate, but it's a pretty gnarly disease. And, yeah.
It's beautiful that you're being able to make some progress with those folks, though. Giving them an outlet physically, mentally, and some confidence. I bet as they tremor less, they build that confidence back up.
Yeah, and of course, this any kind of movement is going to be super helpful for them, and then just getting out of the house, you know, is super helpful for them too.
Have something to look forward to.
Yeah, they're awesome. Right now, I have a whole bunch of ladies in there.
How many people are in the class usually?
So if I have everyone, I have about 6 or 7.
Wow,
and it's kind of crazy because most people that get diagnosed with Parkinson's, it's usually white males. Actually, man, it honestly, I think the statistic is like 80% male.
Wow.
And right now, most of my class is ladies.
That's crazy. So you got the Parkinson's class, then you train kid athletes as well, like from what age group?
So I started with, I just added a 1st through 3rd grade class.
Wow.
And I have a 4th through 6th grade class. Junior high, and then high school and college.
Wow. And then you do your own personal training with clients as well?
I do. I don't
Busy
have,
man.
Yeah, I don't have a ton just because of my time. But I have a few of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you can have like that much diversity in the gym too. It shows how much you're giving back to the community there. Man,
it's been a blessing, man, for sure. And of course, and I've said this in other podcasts, like I'm biased, but whenever, and it doesn't necessarily even have to be a gym, you know, it can be really anything. But when there is a community aspect, man, you can move the needle in so many ways, man. It goes such a long ways. And of course, with the gym, like obviously they're getting fit and strong and all the above, but having people to kind of hold you accountable and have someone to kind of count on as well, yeah, that goes a long ways, and that's what people are wanting. And yeah.
How does it feel for you to pour into those children, like from whatever age group, like showing them confidence and the ability to put in work, consistency, you get what you put in? Like how do you feel doing that? Man,
it's been a blessing for sure. And you know, the thing is, I knew I always wanted to be a coach, and not knocking on the school system by any means, just because, man, what they do is freaking awesome. But I don't really want any part of it, just because there's a lot of, there's a lot of moving parts. But
It'd be better to just do what you like.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to be a coach, and whenever I found that I could be a coach through the CrossFit gym, and then when I started the athlete program and where I'm helping kids with sports, I was like, oh yeah, then this is definitely what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still like a sports coach, just not in the school system. So,
but I bet that's so cool because like you seem like such a cool and genuine guy that I bet it's really nice for them to have something to look up to too.
Yeah.
No matter how much you think of yourself, like you're leading by example.
Well, that's something I've learned, man. When the more I, of course, experience goes a long ways, but man, they're treating these kids just like how you and I are talking, just because they're younger or different by some means, doesn't mean that I treat them any differently. And I treat my first graders basically like an adult, like, the way I say things like are a little different, but yeah, I mean, I talk to them, and if I know that something's going on with them, because usually I can see, man. I've gotten to where I've coached long enough to where I can read body language, and I'll be like, "Hey, what's going on today?" So something's wrong, and shoot, those kids, they'll be straight up, just because they know that they're comfortable in that setting, and they know.
I'm sure you've promoted a safe space for them, like and a trust factor.
They know that I care, and and that goes a long ways as well. Whatever you do, if you truly care about it, then people will open up to you, and that's part of coaching, man.
What a range, though, for you to coach first grade to seniors, but then also have a Parkinson's class, and then have your own clients, like. It's probably why you've been able to better yourself in so many ways over the years, over that 12 years, because you're getting so much interaction with such a wide range of people.
Oh, yeah, man.
And you're seeing what works. You're like, it doesn't matter if they're 6 or 86, this works.
Yeah. And, it's different disciplines. But in reality, it's just building relationships is what it is. And
was that natural for you, the relationship building?
Not at all, man.
I didn't think so.
Not at all.
Think so. You're good at it with me, but I know that comes from reps.
Yeah. When I was young, I was pretty quiet. I guess that's a native in me.
Yeah.
I was pretty quiet. I was I was scared to speak in front of people and to speak in general. And took a lot of practice and took a lot of me just getting out there and just getting exposed and taking chances. And now I'm very comfortable with it. So
Now you do public speaking and things like that.
I do. Yeah, I do.
That's like so much growth to go from not wanting to talk at all, even just in a one-on-one, to groups.
Yeah. No, I was scared of it, man. Just because I would get super nervous, and what it is, it's afraid of failure. And man, if we're gonna fail, man, we are. You're not always gonna win, but whenever you learn from these failures, and that's when you get to, that's the good stuff, man. That's the good stuff, is learning from those experiences, and then that will lead into those wins. And
what is it? What was your public speaking journey like? What were you involved with first that you had to take the chance on?
I guess speaking to my classes. The thing is, I started coaching classes when I was 18. It wasn't like necessarily like in a gym setting, but I was like, let's get a group together and let's do workouts, and that I would have to like introduce workouts and stuff like that. But I tell you what was awesome. Actually, I was at UCO whenever I took the class, but I took a public speaking class or a speech class, and man, I wish I knew that guy's name. He was the DEA over in the Shawnee area, whatever county that is.
Potawatomi.
Or DA, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. But so he spoke all the time, and he was the professor or the teacher. And I remember just watching him. I remember the first class he like gave a speech, and he just freaking killed it. I was
just had you engaged.
Oh man, I was like, dude, whatever this guy's doing, like I'm gonna try to do this. And of course, I was very plugged into the class. He was an excellent professor, and he taught me a lot, man. And of course, that led to that. And of course, in the gym, I speak in front of a lot of people all day, every day. And now I'm doing seminars and doing podcasts and just taking chances and speaking, man. Yeah, and speaking.
What do you think helped along the journey? Because we're very similar now that we're discussing these things. It's funny how closely related you are with folks, but like, were there some certain factors that made it more comfortable? For me, it was like leaning more into, I'm just going to speak my mind and live with the results instead of letting the anxiety get me. But like, what was it for you?
That's exactly it, man. Being open and genuine. Yeah. Speaking about anything and everything, even if it is personal issues or personal stuff. Because what these people don't realize is what I'm dealing with. There's a lot of people dealing with it, and to see them relate and it helps them. That's what's definitely kind of opened my eyes towards it, and just because, people go through things, if they say that they don't, then they're lying, and knowing that me speaking on it, I'm not going to get shamed about it just because people can relate. What I deal with may be different than what you deal with, but at the same time, they know the struggle and they know the fight and they know how difficult it can be and they know how tough it can be. But it is scary, man. It's scary speaking on it until you get comfortable with it, and then it becomes more natural. There's still a few things to where it's not like I'm necessarily like shouting on top of the rooftops, but if I feel led to speak on it, then I'm going to speak on it, man. Yeah. And that's helped not only in my speaking, but just, man, my overall happiness in life.
You probably have more intentional and deeper conversations with folks on a regular basis than you would have.
Yes.
And it's nice to know someone's, even if it's not the same thing, has some type of similarity, some type of relation to what someone's going through. Because it's such a range. People can deal with so many different struggles. Mm-hmm. So to have someone that's open about it, and also to be someone that from the outside looking in, you look like a successful human being that takes care of himself mentally and physically and then pushes positivity. So for someone to hear those things from you, they're like, oh, well, if he can do it, I can do it. Or look what happens once you do put in the work, how much you can change your surroundings. Because some people don't get that support system.
Yeah, for sure.
That you're providing for.
No, I think that's it, because, 99.9% of the time I'm happy, and I'm talking positive and, everything's great. But I had to go through some mud to get there, and for people to see that, just because we're not meant to live life depressed and sad and all the above, there's a time for it, but you gotta learn how to deal with it. And I think whenever people see me, I'm happy and living life and traveling and competing and in shape and stuff like that.
I'll be honest, man. You've been motivating me since I've been keeping up with you. And you can take someone at whatever stage, but the stage I'm at, I'm like looking at your stuff. I'm like, man, I think I'm going to put in a couple more reps.
Yeah.
And I don't know you. I'm learning you now, and I'm really appreciative of the connection because obviously it was meant to be. But even me looking in, I'm like, it's so genuine that it's like, no, just be better. But not for anyone else, for you.
Right.
And it comes off as that, where you're like, hey, I'm not any better than anyone else. I put in the work that makes me successful.
That's right.
And you build on that.
That's right. Yep. It's everyone's journey is different, and how you tackle that journey is dependent on you. Yeah, you can get help from the outside or from other people. But how you do your journey is going to be a lot different than mine. I can give you suggestions and recommendations, but it's going to be different. And
can you speak on maybe, and you don't have to go in deep detail if you don't want to, but can you speak on some of the struggles that you had to work through that have gotten you to where you are today, that you could have just quit, but you kept going?
Yeah, man. So, of course, tearing my ACL in high school was tough. It was.
That's what probably started it.
Yeah, that's what started. And I've lost way too many people that I love already, and for a long time I blocked it out in some form or fashion. Just wouldn't talk about it or wouldn't even think about it. At times, I would numb myself with alcohol and drugs. I would just push it to the side. And it got to a point you can only push so much to the side. It's eventually going to fester and build up and take over. And I had this talk not too long ago. I was actually speaking to my athletes about it. I'll be straight up. Depression, boom. That's me. Anxiety, I've had it, man. The biggest one for me was suicidal thoughts. That's been a real big kryptonite for me. And that one is really, at least for me, I'm sure a lot of people as well, is real difficult to talk about. It was real difficult for me because I was embarrassed about it.
It's that fear to fail, like you said.
Yeah, and I never really knew. Obviously, I didn't want to do that to myself, but I never really knew why those thoughts, were popping up. Obviously, it's from the enemy. They'll tell you lies. But yeah, man, I got to learn a little bit more myself, and just all the losses that I've had. I was fear of losing something else.
It'd be easier to end me because then it's no more loss.
Yeah, exactly. I was scared of it, man. And
what age range was this?
Man, of course, it started when I was young.
Really, real young?
Wow. But it got more intense. Probably like my late 20s, early 30s.
So you're on a new chapter.
Oh man, new chapter. Wow. Yeah. This is a new Josh Carney, and I'm definitely very thankful for it, for sure. Yeah.
That's crazy to know that you're dealing with all that while you're changing your whole life.
Yeah.
You never know what someone's dealing with.
No, you don't. Were
you able to think back on some of those suicidal moments and realize what you were struggling with, or is it something you're like, hey, I just wouldn't do that, so I'm moving on?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it would be something, since it's so absolute, if you'd have to meditate on it later to not have it come back.
Right. So you gotta realize what triggers you. Yeah. And you gotta learn ways how to fight against it as well. Big thing for me, so I get depressed, man. And here again, people see me as super, super happy, but I get depressed.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
But whenever that happens, I'll start to isolate, and that's the worst thing I can do.
Because that's another one of those easy ways out.
Yep.
You can just end it right there.
And then whenever you add alcohol on top of it, that's a deadly combination, man.
You can just numb it for that time period.
Yeah. But obviously, whenever you add alcohol into anything, you start making decisions that you don't usually do, and yeah. So I knew whenever I got in those states, first I needed to find people. And sometimes that's tough just because, in the middle of the night, you're not necessarily gonna find anyone that you need. But I knew I didn't need to drink alone. I train all the time, so I'm not necessarily interested in that anyways. And,
but at the time, it was helping.
Yeah. So the thing is that I'll have a drink occasionally, not very often. But I know now that it probably needs to be in a happy setting, and it needs to be around people too. I don't need to do it by myself. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I can respect that, and thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being open with me.
Yeah.
And my listeners, and our listeners, but just being open.
Yeah.
It means a lot. I really do appreciate it. And I know that it takes a lot of maturity to analyze the situation, realize the triggers, and then realize the boundaries you've set to still be able to have a drink if you want to, or it's okay to have a thought of depression, but I need to push forward. And a lot of people won't speak on it because they just deal with it alone. And I don't know if this is wrong of me sharing a friend of mine's info, but his name's Shannon, and he was dealing with a lot of struggles. And randomly, we were riding our bike around Hefner Lake, and we saw him. And my wife was like, "Hey, let's stop, turn around, go talk to him."
Mm-hmm.
We talked to him. Today, he pulled up on us at, we were by the Paseo area here in Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
Completely different person. And it's only been a year.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Man, I gave up drinking. I gave up drugs." Or I don't know if he said drug, but he gave up some stimulant. And he's like, "I've been more positive. I got a place to live. I've got a vehicle. I've got a job." He's like, "You all don't understand that was a turning point for me with you all turning around." And it's like, what? And we were in the car after, and my wife was like, "That's why I said turn around that day, because if he would have killed himself and we rode past him, how would we feel?"
Yeah.
And like, it's crazy how fast that can be. That was a year ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I saw him this morning, and he grabbed me and just started crying. And I'm like, "Man, like, you don't have to hide your tears." He's trying to like toughen up. I was like, "Bro, just let it out. Like, the same energy you feel like we gave you, you give it to us, just showing us that doing the golden rule, being genuine can do so much." And it's not about we talked to you, so we saved your life. It's like, no, we took a second to listen to somebody, and that'll come back around to us, but it helped him. It's crazy how it's not a little act, because it takes a lot of grace or like intention to do that, but it's not that hard, and it can be so monumental for people.
Yeah. And yeah, just like you said, like it's simple, but it does take a little courage. But yeah, usually in those cases, like you'll see someone or you think of someone, and it's like a thought in the back, and you're like, I need to reach out, you know. But sometimes you're just like, that's just a crazy thought. They'll be fine, you know. But you never know, man. You never know. And yeah, just like you're saying, you know, a year, like, yeah, in a lifetime is short, but you can do a lot in a year, man. And here again, I'll talk about me. Last year at this time, I was not the man I am right now. You know, I was very depressed, and honestly, just be straight up, coming off of a failed suicide attempt, man.
Was that your first?
No, it wasn't. Yeah, and but now, man. This, like I told you, this is the best I've ever been, and it's a year. It's been a year.
It's like you needed that rebirth.
Oh man, yeah, for sure.
Shoot,
yeah, and shoot. Now here again, I don't want to seem like cocky, but I know where I'm at now, and man, I'm just freaking rocking things, you know.
And you really are, and there's a big difference between confidence and cocky. And I learned that through sports, because I had an issue of being cocky, and it's like, oh, bro, like I'm busting my tail. Like I'm just confident, and I have to be, or I'm already losing. I did a short phone call with my mom that I posted on the pod, and it was about pool. She's a pool shark. And she was like, "You can't go to the table and think you're losing, then you're already fucked."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's so simple, but it's so real.
Yeah.
And it's okay for you to be confident, because the shit you accomplished.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard. And I was speaking to a guy on here in his 50s, really in shape, rock climbed for like 20 years. Cool dude. But we're both like not liking the compliments. And I'm like, we need to do better about that. And he's like, yeah, we do. And I said something. He was like, thanks. And we just like kept rolling. And it's so similar to what you're talking about. Like, we have to be able to be kind to ourselves and look back at the growth to kind of relate to you. I remember riding my motorcycle one time to see the sunrise at the Wichita Mountains. And I'm riding, and I'm just screaming, I deserve it, and crying. At 5 a.m. by myself on a motorcycle. If someone would have pulled over, and like somehow we pulled over and they looked at me, they'd be like, "What's wrong? Like, you need to get up." But it was a moment I had to tell myself the same way you're telling yourself, like, you should be proud of how far you came, especially if it's in a year.
Yeah.
And you're changing your entire life. Like, congrats to you.
Yeah, man. Just like you said, when you put the work in, man, that does build confidence. And
you should be able to lean on it.
And like, it's, I guess I could use like whenever like I go into a race, you know, like if I know I put in all this work, man, I'm towing up to that line. I'm just like, y'all freaking bring it, because I'm ready, you know. But at the same time, if I didn't put in the work, I'm going to be a little hesitant. Like, man, I hope I have a good day. I don't know, man. But yeah, whenever you can go to the start line with all that work and all that grit and all that stuff that you put in those hours and that time and those miles, And yeah, man, that's a really cool place to be, you know, and that's when people are at their best.
Mm-hmm. And it's nice that you had to hit that bottom. You're like, no, I came off a failed suicide attempt, but now I'm on this brand new path.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like real soon after the situation that you're just like, no more?
Not necessarily. It probably took a few months for me to get back to level.
And that came through your own hard work and like your support system?
Yeah. Of course, I went to counseling.
Which is hard to do.
Yeah, and counseling was helpful. And I researched a lot of stuff, you know, just because I was looking for answers. And I was obviously I was using my preacher and going to church and using God. And you know, that's the thing, you know, like, you know, God always does answer our prayers. He does, but sometimes you don't see it right away, and so you just be chilling, like, God, I prayed, man. Like, you know, what's up, you know? But sometimes, you know, he wants you to put in some work, you know? And, yeah, I just started, man, just researching just everything. And I kind of figured some things out and realized some things. And, yeah, it got me back to level. Having a purpose for, what you do goes a long ways as well. Of course, I have my gym and my athletes and my younger athletes that look up to me. And, I didn't want to, I wanted them to see me step up. So I started doing things and I'm a little bit better and really just diving deep into being the best person I can be, you know. If I can't take care of myself, I'm not going to take care of anyone else, you know. So I was, you know, trying to be the best I can be. And so that was, you know, in my spiritual life, obviously in my fitness as well. Trying to be as good of a business person as possible. Trying to be as good of a family mate as possible. Just everything, you know, and I was focused and just locked in on that, you know. And something I also had to do is any kind of negativity and toxicity.
Yeah.
Man, if I had any glimpse of it, I was like, man, like I just can't be part of it, you know. And that required not hanging out with certain people or being by myself sometimes, you know, just because I can't always go to that party or to that thing, just because, you know, and the next morning, even if I don't drink, you know, like I got an early morning, you know, and I got to make sure that I'm locked in for that too. And so just being comfortable, you know, doing my own thing sometimes. And which eventually, man, it kind of led me to building relationships that are new as well. And that's the thing, you know, surround yourself with people that are high level. You're going to level up as well, you know. Honestly, well, when we talked on the phone, we kind of talked about this. You know, you never know where it's going to lead you, you know. And if it wasn't for me, you know, just stepping out and visiting new people and, you know, going and hanging out with Zonley or going and experiencing this in Dallas or going to Mexico City or going here, going there, and just put myself out and meeting people, who knows what could have happened. I know this wouldn't happen, you know.
It's crazy to think that that's only a year ago. And since then, from what I see on your feed, just like multiple interviews, a bunch of connections, but a lot of life lived. And you're hitting all those points. And it's so funny because we hopped on a call and we talked for like 20 minutes. And it was like we knew each other.
Right.
And it's like, well, whenever you want to come up here, let's do it because this is awesome. And
yeah,
it is important. I know what you mean. Like you have to... My wife helps me with it, and my grandma actually said it today, which is crazy. She said, you have to learn how to be your own best friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It doesn't mean you don't have a partner and all of this, but like your partner is going to eventually go in some fashion, and you have to do things for you. And it's hard sometimes because you want to latch on to those friends or those groups or whatever's comfortable. But there is a lot of, I know confidence is a good word, but there's a lot of power in being happy with yourself.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
I remember talking to some friends that were getting into real estate. That's what I do full time. And they were like struggling with something. I was like, hey man, you could work 24/7 and you might still not be satisfied. You need to just do what you can every day, and at the end of the day, tell yourself, hey, I'm okay with what happened today.
Yeah.
Even if it's only 18% of what you should have done or 98% of what you should have done.
Right.
You can't beat up on like what happened or what's going to happen. It's hard to stay present. It's easier to say, but there's so much more happiness in living day to day. And I still struggle with it. Today I got rushed around and I was kind of getting irritated. And my wife was like, hey, life will teach you patience in some way.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, I need to chill. And then I go get that family time. And now I'm getting to sit here with you. And it's like, it's still a blessing.
Right.
There's little speed bumps, but it's all about being present, being grateful, and like you said, continuing to have that progress.
That's right. And I think we're similar in like at least for me, I'll knock this out, but what's the next thing? Mm-hmm. Or, I did this. What am I going to do after that? Like, of course, you need that in order to, keep moving forward. But at the same time, whenever you do knock that thing out, it's like, oh man, yeah, that was good.
You do need to feel it a little.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. But yeah, everything, man, life is a blessing. It's beautiful, man. All of it, all the ups and downs and the journey that goes on with it, and meeting new people and experiencing new things and putting yourself out there, man. That's, I tell my athletes or my kids this, like, go out, go do things, meet new people. The world's a big place, there's a lot of awesome people out there. And,
yeah, like you said, traveling to those states and things and other countries to do what you do, it's like it's more confidence building and more superpowers, because you're like, oh, I've got friends in here, I've got friends here, I've got friends here, and it's like that's what life is about, is the connections in the moments, and that's what you want to do. Yeah. You're not always going to get it within your 20-mile radius,
right?
Like you have to branch out, and it's nice that you've done it, but you were all on the other side at first, where you're like, no, I'm not comfortable with that, and then like God had a way of putting a lifestyle in front of you that required it if you want to grow.
Right.
If you don't want to grow, you can have 5 people at your gym full time, and that's it.
Yeah, right.
But if you want to grow, you're going to have 1st through 12. You're going to have a Parkinson's class. You're going to go to these other countries. So it's like he'll provide you with what you need, and then it's like up to you to do something with it. And that's really important and impressive that you took it, especially dealing with depression, suicide, things like that, but not letting it stop you, because you easily could.
Oh man, it's easier to let that take over. It really is, man. But at the same time, like, you got to tell yourself that's not an option. I'm going to get better. Yeah, there might be bumps in the road, just like you said, but that other option, it's not an option. It's not even a thing that I even need to think about.
It should make you more grateful daily anyway.
Exactly.
Leaning into that.
Exactly. But yeah, man. Here again, what we was talking about, but like I said, exposing yourself and just living life, man. Living life to the fullest.
Seems simple, but once you start doing it, because I'm still new to it too. It's been like the last 6 years maybe, and then really the last 3 that I've like leaned into it so much on just living and taking the opportunities that come up, and your whole life will change.
Yeah.
Like it's really great.
And it could take a year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could take 10.
Yeah.
Like there's all these things, but even just living better daily, those days get better. Like you progress. And like you said, you get happy with yourself for those changes.
Right.
There's something very powerful about being mentally strong, physically strong, spiritually strong. It's like you're building in multiple ways. It's like, yeah, you could be in tip-top shape, but if you're a piece of shit, like who cares? Like,
yeah,
you have an 8-pack, but you're an asshole.
Right.
But if you have that balance, it's amazing.
It's that mind, body, soul connection, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Before we roll, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
Oh, I was just about to say, I think you see that a lot with people who have money, whenever they're successful and money kind of takes over. Like, I think sometimes that can kind of, here again, like, I want all the money in the world, and I want to be super rich, but I do think you see that in individuals where, yeah, they're super wealthy and super successful, but they're not happy, and
It's always been a blessing when I meet someone that's like super wealthy and they're cool.
mhm.
And they like tell me, yeah, but I make sure I see my wife every night. I make sure I take my kids to school, da 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 da. I don't let all this hard work shit fuck my life up. And I'm like, man, that's so much more motivating
Right.
than just seeing like a piece of crap that's a billionaire.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's motivating. Those are the people I'm going to look up to,
Right. Yeah,
not
for
the
sure.
ones that are one of the three. You got to have that balance.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Hmm.
Before we dive into your races, because I'd like to kind of nerd out on what you have to do to get ready, but on the native side, with you being so strong and willing to endure, do you think that comes from your heritage in some way? Because sometimes when I'm going through something really hard, I'm like, well, you come from, like a warrior society, or you come from powerful people. Like, I don't know. And sometimes it seems to fuel me.
Yeah. I've thought about this before, and you would have to believe that's a factor, just because our people, man, we were warriors, and especially the Choctaws, they did the Trail of Tears, and the people who survived that were some dogs,
Yeah.
like
The epitome.
like, yeah, if he wasn't tough, I mean, you died,
There's no other option.
Yeah. So I would have to think that that's definitely a factor, which is definitely a blessing, that my ancestors survived that and carried on the genes and stuff like that. But another thing about natives, man, they are tough and they are resilient. Yeah, sometimes they're not the most outspoken, but they understand what it takes and how to live life the right way,
I never felt like the non-outspokenness equated to like education.
Right.
Like, these people are smart. It's just how they operate may be different.
I remember my grandpa telling me, he said, the people that talk all the time, does this be yapping all the time? They really don't be talking about anything. And you got to think, like, I mean, not knocking on people who just yap all the time, but sometimes they just be yapping and you get done with the conversation, you're like, I don't even know what they even talked about, It's so true,
Yeah. Like, if someone comes up to you and starts to speak that way, it's like I already mute off. I'm like,
Right.
whoa, they're like going too fast. I don't even feel like they know what they're saying.
Well, they're just going from topic to topic to topic, and yeah, you're just like trying to follow along, and like by the end of the conversation, you're just
Like, yeah, nice to meet you. And they walk off. You're like,
like, I don't even know what you even talked about, but cool, you said 1,000 words, but I don't think we had a full on conversation.
It was more like a listening exercise for me to try and just hear everything you say.
Yeah.
It was. I heard something the other day where they'd be like you were mentioning, your grandpa saying that.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as you're finished, like, yeah, but my grandpa said this. And then they just start building and you're like, okay, this conversation's going crazy.
Yeah.
There's a difference between like relatability and then just whatever the heck that is.
Yeah. Yeah. And the power to listen, man. Because I mean, that's how you get wired. You don't necessarily learn by talking. You learn by listening. And I think that's natives do a pretty good job about that. So
I didn't do it all the time. I know that my family always said I was observant and quiet,
Mhm.
but I didn't feel like till I got an adult and then definitely got into my sales career, got married. That's where you really have to work on it. But it's like I started working on it as a skill.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, I play sports, I work out, I do this,
Mhm.
but it was like, I think you need to work on the listening side. And it's tough, but it does open up new doors.
Yeah.
That's what's been beautiful about conversations like this is it's really a learning exercise for both of us,
Mhm.
whether it's listening, speaking, but just the value that you walk away with.
Yeah, for
You're
sure.
better off than when you got here,
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why these things are so important.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I do think you brought up a good point, our native heritage. I do think that led us to where we're at now. And yeah, man, we're tough, resilient, and we live life to the fullest, and we've become go-getters. I do think our generation is go-getters now, and we're open about it, and we can take some hits, So yeah, that's obviously a good thing,
Yeah, I love that. Man, as far as your races, I'd be interested to know what it takes for you to be able to compete on those 8-round races.
So
8 weeks, 6 weeks, 2 months, like what are you doing?
yeah, so the thing is, I'm always training. But when I'm prepping for a race, I get real serious 3 months out. And
that's diet, everything.
Everything, yeah. I got to make sure my nutrition's on point.
You do that yourself or you have somebody?
Well, my coach helps me, but yeah, I do it myself. But one of the biggest factors, if not the biggest factor, is sleep. Because you got to recover, man. And if your sleep's all jacked up, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter what training program you have or what you're eating or what supplements you're taking. If your sleep's all jacked up, you might as well not even train, just because it's going to be real difficult. So there's practices that help with that. You know, like going to bed at the same time, waking up at the same time. You know, making sure your caffeine is early in the morning and not late, and this all those practices. But like I said, whenever I was dealing with all that stuff, it does. If you're going through stuff up here, and for me, it affects my sleep. So
yeah, it's like you're staying up late.
Right.
1 a.m. to 6 a.m. is not enough.
Right.
And then you start building on that. It's terrible. It's funny that you brought up sleep though, because you do feel extra good when you get consistent sleep. Like, dang, I slept 8 hours every day this week. You can start building it and healing. I mean, like with how much work you're putting your body through.
Yeah. So I do my best to make sure that that's on point. And sometimes you have to make some sacrifices in order to do that, like as we talked about. But I want to do it. So yeah. And obviously the training that goes into it. The thing about my race, it's tough because you have to be a good runner, but you also have to be strong. And so you got to think, the real strong guys, they're big dudes. The real fast runners, they're little dudes. Yeah. So I'm trying to be as lean as possible, but still have a little bit of mass.
How much do you weigh now, if you don't mind?
About 185.
You're like super lean, but with a lot of strength. So that was the first thing I noticed, like keeping up with you. It's like the balance is there. Yeah.
So being a strong endurance runner, so you have to be kind of good at a lot of stuff. So you have to train a lot of stuff. And
that's how you keep that cardio high, but with the weights, it's just a variety of workouts.
Yeah. So obviously there's a cardio base. And I'll train that. So I run a lot, but I'll do longer
What's a lot
sessions.
for someone that doesn't run? Like what's a lot to you?
Oh, so I would put in about 25 to 30 miles a week. Yeah.
That's a lot.
But if like a marathon runner, they're putting in 60, 70, 80 miles.
But 30 a week over time, I mean, that's so many miles.
Yeah.
I love that. Is that broken down into like 2 or 3 runs, or is it smaller runs, like a bunch of 3 miles?
I run about 5 days a week. So yeah. I usually will, actually Sundays are when I usually do my longer runs. And I'll work on speed. So I have like a speed session.
That's more sprints.
Yep. Okay. And then I'll do workouts where it's like Hyrox style, where I'm doing like the exercise and run. And then the other 2 to 3 days, I'm just kind of putting in. I usually run about 40 to 45 minutes, and just kind of real nice and easy. So
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you walking with a sled the other day. You were motivating somebody on there, one of your friends. What's that guy's name?
Which one?
It was the just recently you just posted where you're pulling a sled and you're like, we're out here getting it, and that guy was with you to the side.
You talking about Garrett?
Yeah.
Oh, so Garrett, that's the homie, man. Yeah. So Garrett has Down syndrome, right? But I've been working with Garrett, for like 8 years now.
What?
But I tell you what, man, he's my best friend. Yeah, he's probably the biggest blessing I've had in my entire life. Think about Garrett. So he has Down syndrome, and he knows he has Down syndrome, but always happy, 100% of the time, always happy. He loves me 100% as well. It doesn't matter what I do or what I say or anything like that. He's gonna just love me, man. He's super carefree. Honestly, man, he's the closest thing to Jesus that I know. Yeah. Obviously, he has some difficulties, but doesn't put him down, man. And he's so funny. He can be kind of goofy sometimes, but yeah, man. Shoot, I've had days where I was like, man, a rough day, and then I go see Garrett, and yeah, man, he just brings so much joy to my life.
Can you expand on that though, with the closest thing to Jesus? That's so powerful.
He is just the most genuine person that I've ever met. We have family and close friends and stuff like that who we truly love, but it's human nature, they might do something. It might not even be bad, but you'll have like a thought, like, I still love you, but I remember when you did this, I love you a lot, but the way you kind of looked at me, or what you said, or Garrett doesn't have that at all. He does not have that at all. He of course he loves me a whole lot, but he loves everyone. He loves everyone, and I'm pretty sure that's the way Jesus was too, man. It didn't matter who you were, or what you said, or the way you looked, or anything like that. He loved you genuinely 1,000%, and Garrett has that, man, and it's pretty cool to witness. Yeah.
Awesome for you to experience and learn that you never know where it's going to come from. Like, you have a guy with Down syndrome that you have this beautiful relationship with, and you're training kids, but you're also training Parkinson's. So you're seeing all these stages of life. Like, what a blessing for God to put those lessons in front of you. Like, I'm going to teach you how to learn in so many various ways.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it is different ways, and learning about the people with Parkinson's, and I've learned, obviously, with Garrett and his Down syndrome. It's a disorder in the brain, and I've learned that, and I've recognized that. And yeah, some of the stuff that he does, like, honestly, it's kind of crazy and wild, and he'll say like crazy stuff. It's his brain just not wiring the right way, and that's okay, and sometimes I'll have to, because he'll like say like crazy stuff in like a crowd, and like, yeah, Garrett, that's cool, all right, let's get out of here, man.
Yeah. Well, at least you're kind of adding that level of protection too.
Yeah.
Like, you still want him to be himself, but you're going to always be there to help.
Right.
And he's helping you.
Oh, every day. Yeah, every day.
I saw something where it was a video. It's some Shia LaBeouf movie, and he has a guy that's on Down syndrome, or with Down syndrome. And I saw a clip from it, and he's in the water, and he's like, "Could we die?" And he's like, "What did he say?" Like, yeah, but nothing that you do that you won't die is like not worth living, or something. He said something, and I was like, man, like, what a connection.
Oh man, that movie is me and Garrett's relationship for sure.
Like, that's what I exact thought about.
It's like exactly that, man. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
it's cool. Man, wow. You never know where you're going to learn from, or what's going to bring you that much worth and value.
Mm-hmm.
And the same way you feel that he's doing for you, man, I bet I know he loves you, like you said, but internally, I bet his soul is just so grateful to have someone like yourself.
Yeah, man. Like I said, we're best friends, and he, I know he values it. Yeah. Cause I know he senses me. I don't know if like a brother is the best way to put it, or just like, yeah, probably like a brother. He probably sees me as a brother, but even closer than that. And so I don't know what the best word for that is, but yeah, just like a real close brother.
That's interesting. I never thought of that.
Uh-huh.
What's closer than like a brother? Because with your friends, if they're really close, you're like, oh, that's like my brother. But there's a spiritual closeness.
Yeah.
I wonder what the best word is for that. It's like a different dimension, almost a connection.
It is. Yeah. And I think only Garrett can experience it, man.
Yeah.
which is cool.
Well, shout out Garrett, man.
Yeah.
I just saw that post, so I was really happy. I was like, man, and you're just dragging that sled.
Yeah.
As far as the races, you're doing all that, prep work, that 3 months out. And then is there like a downturn before the performance to make sure you don't peak too early, or how do you handle that?
Yeah. So there's always, the week leading into it is what we call a taper week. So that's going to be real easy and chill. But man, right now is when I'm doing the most. So I'm building volume and building my training just so you can be prepared for that race. But yeah, like basically a month out is when you really start to step it up, and then you get to that taper week, and then you let all that fitness that you built kind of right into your race, and yeah, you're ready to get after it.
And with traveling, that's tough on the body too.
It is, yeah. So that's something I've had to learn as well. I don't know exactly why, but man, jet lag beats me up. So I've learned some different techniques.
I guess the good thing about Mexico City, same time zone.
Yes, it was.
But elevation gain.
Oh, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that elevation is gnarly. Yeah.
On the recovery side, I know you spoke about sleep, but food-wise, and you don't have to break out your full diet plan, but I'm just curious for myself, what's the fuel you use as far as like a day of training? Like breakfast is oats, or like what's your fuel to get through?
Yeah, so I do overnight oats for breakfast, and obviously I do a lot of protein, so I'll eat eggs, I eat fruit, I do some vegetables. I eat a lot of rice. I'll do like chicken and rice and beef and rice. I guess get some snacks during the day too, you know, because that goes a long ways. I mean, I'll eat 5 times a day just because I do need that fuel in my body, and,
especially to maintain that leanness.
Yeah, and that's the thing about carbs, man. You know, it kind of depends on how hard you're training. But if you're training hard, you need the carbs, and I definitely input the carbs, and sometimes I have to even implement even more through like a carb drink or something like that. So yeah.
Wow, just to pack it on because you're just outputting so much.
Yeah.
So as you're ramping up now, it's nice that we're talking about your schedule and it's actually right on pace with where you're at now since it's in March. When you're saying you're doing more than you usually do, is that extra miles, extra lifting, just extra everything?
All of it. Yeah.
Wow.
The main thing. So I guess my lifting is about the same, but I'm putting in more miles and putting in more. So like this morning, I put in like a 2-hour session. When I first started off, it might have been like an hour. So
5 days running, and then how many days lifting weights? 5?
5 to 6. Yeah.
Wow. And then no days off, or Saturdays off, or
Mondays are my rest day.
Nice. That's a good rest day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Monday's a good rest day.
Yeah. Of course, I stay so busy that weekends I have more time to put in these longer sessions. So I'll train throughout the weekend, and Mondays seem to be super busy for me at the gym anyway. So it's been working out well for me.
Yeah, and then you're getting active recovery and moving.
Exactly.
And still being in the environment.
Exactly.
Still seeing the reps. There's a lot of visual too. It's like watching film almost.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
How many races have you completed as far as these Hyrox races?
So Cancun, I think it's going to be my 18th one.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's so many.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Dude, wow. You're addicted to it.
Kinda. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. And then how many years is that to do 18 of them?
I started in 22. Yeah.
Dude, that's a lot. That's so many in 4 years. Wow.
Yeah.
So you're doing 1 a quarter.
Basically. Yeah.
No days off.
Right.
Wow. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats to that. That's a lot of consistency.
Yeah, man. It's been fun. And of course, you know, a lot of times I'll get to travel whenever I do it. So seeing different cities and stuff like that.
And being in great shape while you're doing it, you're feeling good.
Right.
You're like, my body's not hurting. I can eat what I want. Like, that's the way to do it.
Yeah. And like I said, I treat these as mini vacations and see different cities and meet new people, man. And man, I've been loving it. So
I bet too. And I've learned this through my journey is when you, like you said, you're meeting higher level people that are taking you higher. When you're meeting people that are, it's like me and you are meeting today, which is awesome. But we also have some of our other stuff in order that we can skip that level. Like you don't have to worry if I eat McDonald's every day or like have a gambling addiction. Like you don't have to worry about these things because we can be on the same page. And it's nice to be in those type of healthy environments.
Exactly.
To show you what's cool besides like the stuff you're taught growing up.
Right.
Like it's cool to F off, or it's cool to drink, or it's cool to do this.
Right.
You meet this and it's like, oh no, it's cool to get your sleep or eat healthy or be able to bounce back 2 days in a row. Like,
and I do think that's actually getting more popular as well. You know, just being healthy and not drinking and smoking and stuff like that. I think it's getting popular. You know, of course, whenever I was a kid, it wasn't necessarily popular. You know,
it was like, how much can you drink?
Right.
It's like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, that was the thing to do. You know, and people are getting more health conscious, and it's pretty cool to see, man.
I think it for me and maybe for you, it was like as I aged and I met people that were older than me that were still able to be as active as I am now. I'm like, man, they had to make sacrifices to do that. I don't want to be 50 and be done.
Right.
I want to be like 53 and be like, man, be one of those guys like I'm in the best shape ever.
Yeah.
And it's like, it just takes the daily motion. Like my grandma that I keep telling you about, she's 86, but she walks every day. She has her little weights. And she's like, I do my 3 miles. And I'm like, dang, some days that's more than me.
Yeah, right.
And she's healthy for it. But it's just like you said, it's not in spurts. You're doing 5-6 days a week. So I think also that requires you to be more disciplined. When I was doing jiu-jitsu full time or any activities, you realize like I have to sacrifice that because I can't bust my tail, then drink, then sweat it out. And then I'm like taking steps back, but my body needs to heal and I don't need the inflammation. So it's popular, and it's also nice to see people are getting benefits from it. Not only in health, but just like realizing that it's okay to take those things out.
Right. Exactly right. Yeah. And just like you was talking about your grandma, I had to brag on my mom, she's still getting after it, Well, she goes to a lot of the Hyrox races with me.
And competes?
Yeah.
Holy crap. How old is she in her 50s?
So she's 63.
She's just busted.
And the thing is, so she just went to Phoenix last weekend and she brought the world record. And
what?
Yeah. Dude, she can get after it. She is like
63 broke a world record.
Yeah, she can get after it. So me seeing that, first of all, I can see, if I continue what I'm doing, I can still do that, which is awesome. Like I want to do that. I also seeing my mom going out there and killing it, like that motivates me,
Yeah,
So,
I never even thought of that. Like how much harder you would go if you see your mom killing it.
Yeah.
You're like, no, but I'm hers.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to show you how much I can kill it.
Yeah, right.
Like, dang, 63 and killing it. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. What a positive role model.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
To see that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the record? Was it the race, the Hyrox?
Yes, it was. Uh-huh.
And she just timing or?
Yeah, so it's based on time.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So in her age group?
Yeah, in her age group.
Crushing those ladies.
Yeah.
Is it co-ed or just women?
So she's done just a solo. Of course, I've done solo races as well. But in Phoenix, she did a co-ed race with someone from McAlester, same age that she graduated with. And,
what the heck?
And they went out there and just freaking flew, man.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't.
There.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the feeling to be in your 60s doing it?
Oh man,
not invincible. I'm not trying to put words in your mom's mouth, but I feel like I would feel pretty invincible.
That's where I hope to be.
Like,
that's
wow.
That's my goal. Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Now when we connect when we're in our 60s, I'm gonna have to make sure I'm still on it so we can have this conversation.
Yeah.
Because you can't come over and I'm just like broken.
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah,
man, shout out your mom. That's awesome.
Sure.
As far as the 18 races, have you done pretty well in all of them for what you think?
Yeah. So of course, last year we qualified, and then I guess it's been 2 years ago I qualified as a solo. Went to Las Vegas to do the race.
Whoa.
After that solo race, when I qualified, I ran into a pretty gnarly injury, and honestly, so I was still racing. I wasn't at my best though.
What type of injury?
I had a foot injury. I had plantar fasciitis, and shoot, I had to take a break, and man, I probably did not run for like 8 months.
Which was probably terrible for you.
Oh, dude, it was tough. Fortunately, I was able to still work out and hop on the bike and the rower and the ski erg and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I love running, so that was tough. So of course, 8 months where I didn't get to run, and then probably took another 6 months for me to really like get in the shape that I needed to be in.
Yeah, those foot injuries are crazy.
Oh man, it was.
And it can be minor.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just decrepit. Like you're just like, oh my God.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah.
As far as running in general, because you keep talking about how much you love it, what are you feeling when you get into that state?
So most of the time when I run, it's nice and easy, and man, it's just my time to think. I never run with my phone.
Never. So never headphones.
No phone, no headphones.
From the jump. You never did?
Never
Really?
did. Yeah. Because it's my time, man. And I just like being out there and chilling and just thinking about stuff. And yeah, staying away from because I'm on my phone too much, man. I really am. I guess I have to be, but sometimes I don't have to be. And it's just, I just like being away from it, man. And going to run is a great way to do it. Of course, I'll I like to run fast and do hard workouts too. And that's when you can kind of get in like that flow state. And that's, man, I talked about this before to someone, and whenever you get in like a true flow state, man, that's like as close to being a kid as possible. Just like not caring about anything else and just freaking just going, you know, and just being able to open up and just run, man. Of course, the older you get, you know, like obviously there's distractions and stuff like that. And yeah, of course, my knees don't handle stuff as well as I can, but whenever I get into that flow and I'm there, then man, yeah, it's like being a kid, you know?
Yeah,
and,
I never thought of it like that. It's so true. It's like endless almost.
Yeah.
My energy's endless.
Yeah, it kind of is, man. And
it's weird with working out and like high intensity work like that, that I don't know, it really does fuel you in other ways just besides like the body.
yeah, it does. Of course, you know, like to be like scientific about it, but like, yeah, you know, you get those endorphins and you get those feel good things that go through like the serotonin and the everything like that. And yeah, man, it's feel good drugs is what it is, you know. And honestly, man, whenever you do a hard workout, you get euphoric, and yeah, man, it's a pretty cool feeling to feel after a workout like that. So,
what's your focus like on flexibility, like yoga and mobility and stuff like that?
man, I do my very best. I'm naturally tight, and so
Most males are,
yeah,
especially in the hips and things.
I'm naturally tight, so I have to stay on top of it. If I didn't, man, I would just get injured more. I'm still pretty tight, but yeah, when it comes to stretching and everything like that, it's mainly for so I can continue to train.
Yeah, injury prevention.
Yeah.
When I started doing martial arts 5 years ago, taking a break now and been doing rock climbing, but before that, like my hips were terrible. And it was because I played 20 years of basketball and didn't start stretching until like 18 years of basketball. Like it just wasn't our thing. And it's so crazy that we're successful people today, because it was like, don't stretch, drink, smoke. It was like all these things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how we made it, but now I can get pretty deep on some of my squats. And I remember before I even got into real estate, which was 8 years ago, I was going through a section of depression. And a friend of mine that was an athlete, he made it to the NFL for a little bit, a great friend of mine, Kendall Thompson, and he took me to train with him because he noticed I was depressed. And he's like, you're just going to come do my regiment for the week. And we were activating the hips, just getting down in that pose, basically. Dude, I was dying. And now there's still times I die doing it, but it's unrecognizable. I still remember that day going with him to his training session with his trainer, and I go to get in the hips. And I was like, you all stay like this for multiple like seconds? Like what? So it's nice. It's refreshing, honestly, to hear that you have to focus on it, because it's definitely a maintenance tool that's overlooked, but it's crazy how much strength you gain from it. My grandpa always said, like, tendon strength, Herculean strength, that's kind of the strength you got, that slim but really strong. And I've always gravitated to that style of strength more, but it takes a lot of flexibility.
Yeah. Of course, well, if you look at the strongest and the fastest people in the world, they're flexible. You know, they're super flexible, and yeah, it goes a long ways, man. Just because if you don't have that range of motion, things just get tight, and whenever things are tight, like I said, it does run into injury, but it's also weak and kind of fragile as well. So yeah,
man, I can't thank you enough for coming on here. I want to ask you another question, just kind of to wrap up. With everything you've accomplished, even though you're on this new chapter and you're going to accomplish so much more, what would you tell people that are going through similar struggles as far as depression, suicide, or just not living a healthy lifestyle? What are some things you would tell that person that maybe needs a bump to move in the right direction? Yeah, man.
So first of all, you got to get right with God. That's the first thing. And then you need to reach out. You're going to reach out to someone, and you got to decide on who you want that to be. Sometimes, you know, your parents might not be the best person, you know, sometimes your spouse might not be the best person, you know, but you got to find someone that in your mind is someone that's going to listen to you. Because that's the thing. That's when I tell people this, I say, hey, reach out to me whenever you want and about anything, you know. But I'm gonna listen. The thing is, I won't be able to give you the answers. I just won't be able to do it. So that's something that they need to kind of expect going into it. You're not necessarily going to find the answers, but to speaking it is definitely goes a long ways. Because sometimes you got to verbally speak it, you know. And if you had to start, you know, praying out loud, that's a good way to start. And then going into, you know, talking to someone, and you can even, you know, talk to someone before you go to counseling or anything like that, just because that's another step as well. But you do got to reach out, you know, you got to reach out, and you got to take that first step, and then that first step will lead to other steps, because, you know, people will help you, like, you know, hey, maybe come to that training session with me, or maybe, you know, let's, you know, go get dinner, or go, just go, you know, because they're going to recommend things that are going to help, you know. If it's not the most helpful thing for you, then you'll find what's going to be helpful. But yeah, you got to reach out, man. And you can't just let it fester inside, man, just because it's going to overcome you. And then when it overcomes you, and it overcomes your mind, and lies get told, and that's when bad things will happen. So yeah, that's the main thing. Get right with God. Reach out, and of course, I'm obviously going to have to say this, you know, find some kind of physical activity, even if that is just walking, you know, and getting outside for a bit, just because that's going to be super helpful as well. I mean, you're just being inside the house by yourself is not good, you know. So yeah.
Well, man, I appreciate not only the vulnerability and openness, because that's just so monumental, but being trustworthy enough to just come in and enjoy the space. I appreciate it. The door is always open for you. You're welcome back anytime. I hope this breeds into a bigger relationship. Yeah. And like I said, you're welcome back anytime. And I appreciate you being part of the family. And if you ever need anything that I can help with, I'm definitely here. But I just am very thankful we met today, because I knew it was going to be important, and it was more than that. So I just am very grateful.
Sweet. Thanks, man.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.